Welcome to the award-winning show, Cool Kids Cook with Kid Chef Eliana. Your host, Eliana, is a 3-time cookbook author and foodie. Listen as Eliana interviews the nation's culinary movers and shakers, explores ingredients from around the world, and shares her tasty recipes. Here's your host, Kid Chef Eliana.
And I'm so excited. This past week, my mom and I had an amazing lunch at Shia with some friends. More on that later. Now, I'm thrilled to introduce our special guest, Erika Wilson, one of the creators of the UnBake Sale of Bolthouse Farms. Erika Wilson, Senior Brand Manager at Bolthouse Farms, is overseeing Campbell's Fresh Innovation, and she's a dedicated mom to 2 children. Erika's team is charged with developing and bringing to market breakthrough campaigns and products that inspire the fresh revolution by making fruits and vegetables irresistible to all. In February 2015, Bolthouse Farms launched the UnBake Sale initiative in response to the Smart Snacks in Schools regulation, which sets nutrition standards for all food and drinks sold during the school day, including bake sales. Bolthouse Farms is inspiring and empowering schools nationwide to rethink the traditional bake sale by putting the spotlight on better-for-you snacks made of fruits and vegetables. The UnBake Sale initiative is part of Bolthouse Farms' effort to fuel the fresh revolution to make fruits and vegetables accessible and irresistible for kids as part of a larger effort to fight childhood obesity and help create a healthier generation. Bolthouse Farms' kids' products are available at select retailers, including Giant Eagle and Walmart stores. Miss Erika, thank you so much for being a guest on the show, and welcome to Cool Kids Cook.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here.
Oh, my pleasure. Now, with so many processed foods on the shelves and in our schools, I love the idea of the UnBake Sale. So how did the concept for the UnBake Sale all begin?
Well, here at Bolthouse Farms, we're always looking for ways to bring more fruits and veggies into kids' lives, and we want to do it in a creative and fun way. When we heard that school bake sales were challenged because of the new snacking regulations, an idea popped up. Schools really need their bake sales, and our fruit and veggie snacks, creatively and deliciously presented, could be a really good solve. So we came up with the idea of the UnBake Sale, a new kind of fundraiser where fruit and veggie treats were completely the star of the show.
Wow, that is just really incredible. I actually just love the UnBake Sale. It is just really fantastic. I love everything about it. And, that you're having this, sort of not really a bake sale, but you're giving these kids all these healthy options. And I know that they're super cute as well. It's not like you're just selling, I'm going to hand you an apple or an orange. You're making them into fun snacks for them.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely the direction we took it.
Now, with most schools, they use bake sales to raise funds for items or supplies that they need for their school. So did you think that it would be difficult to sell the idea of fresh produce, being appealing to kids? And how do you make the fresh fruit and veggies appealing?
Yeah, you nailed it. We totally had to think about this and really figure out what could we do. We were going to swap in fruits and veggies for cookies and brownies, and our ideas needed to look and taste delicious. So we brainstormed a lot, and then we partnered up with a great food blogger and chef at Welicious, Catherine McCord, and she helped us develop some amazing but really simple recipes like veggie nachos and strawberry aliens and banana bears. I'm a mom myself, and I think it's amazing to put things together for bake sales, but I want to do something that's easy. So all of our recipes were really simple for kids and parents to do together. So ultimately, we made sure that all of our recipes tasted great. They were fun and creative, and then we created a whole website to house everything. It's called theunbakesale.com, and we put up on the website, we created a toolkit where parents and teachers and kids could download materials and retrieve lots of recipes and sign up their school to be part of the UnBake Sale across the country.
Wow, that is awesome. I think it's super, incredible what you're doing. And, kids, if they see that, you're making them into recipes, something that's, looks cute and tastes good, they think, oh my gosh, I want to eat that, rather than going to, a bake sale and getting cookies and brownies or to a vending machine or anything like that, and you're getting all kinds of junk food, things that aren't good for you. I love that. I mean, I would totally stand in line and get one of those, cute little strawberry aliens or something like that.
I know. It was amazing to see the response. I was able to attend a few of the UnBake sales and just see how excited the kids and the parents got because this was such a healthy and fun alternative. The people lined up. We had mobs of people coming to buy the items. So there was a lot of traction.
I bet. It sounds awesome. Now, type 2 diabetes and obesity has really become a nationwide problem for today's youth. So how does the UnBake Sale help to create a healthier generation?
What we really want to do is help kids discover that fruit and veggies can be fun and beautiful and taste good. But we want to do it in a way that captures the imagination, especially for kids, just like what you were saying. It's not necessarily going to be fun if we say, hey, a strawberry is good for you and it tastes good. But if we turn it into a princess or a wizard fruit wand like we did in the UnBake Sale, it makes it more appealing. So the UnBake Sale is really that fresh idea. It gets kids and parents and schools to think about how to be creative and introduce those fruits and veggies into their lives. And we ultimately think if we're inspiring people to adopt a greater balance in getting fruit and veggies into their events, whether it's a bake sale or their birthday party or a post-game treat, we've really done our part in helping create that healthier generation.
Yes, definitely. I think that it just all starts with the kids and, the parents as well. They really have to teach their kids to eat lots of fruits and veggies and eat healthier. You can't always be eating all kinds of junk food and processed food. So it's definitely important that you're doing this UnBake Sale and really informing and educating kids as well as making it fun and, and enjoyable. So it's definitely important, and that's what I also like to teach, because I like to, teach them all these great things, about vegetables and fruits and how, it's not just eating your, fruits and veggies. You can make it really fun like you do and come up with all these great recipes, whether you're making it into a little dessert or a snack or even incorporating it into just like your regular meals. It's, super important.
Yes, agreed. And making it easy was really important too. Like all these recipes were simple. We tried to give everyone a toolkit to make it really, really simple for any parent or family or teacher to be part of it, because we didn't want to make something a burden. We wanted to make it accessible.
Yes, exactly. That's a lot of things that people say when they don't eat a lot of fruits and veggies is, I don't have time. I'm so busy, or it's expensive and, it's hard, but it doesn't really have to be. It can be something as simple as what you're doing, or even just, going to the grocery store and shopping the perimeter instead of going in the aisles where all the packaged foods are. It can be something just like that.
Absolutely. At Bolthouse Firms, we strongly agree with that. Definitely love when people are getting to be engaged in part of that produce department and seeing all the magic of what fruit and veggies can do.
Oh, yes, me too. I, really love fresh produce, and I even have a garden at my house. So, I cook with fresh produce every day. I go into my garden, and it just kind of dictates what I'm cooking, whether I'm trying to pick out the flavor, like what herbs I want to put in there, or whether I'm getting some fruit or vegetables. It really dictates that. So it's a part of my healthy lifestyle. So how do you think we can attract even more kids to the idea that fresh, fruits and veggies are fun and tasty?
I think you totally nail it with the examples you gave of what you do, because you're involved with produce. You're hands-on with your gardening, your cooking. It's amazing when you can see fruits and veggies growing. And I personally can attest to this. I have 2 young kids, and especially my 4-year-old. When he sees that our garden is growing and he gets to pick the fruit and veggies, he goes nuts. So that whole experience of being hands-on and seeing how everything comes together is really pretty magical.
It really is, yeah. That's, great thing is when you have a garden, it's right there, you're watching it, and so if you're seeing it grow from either a seedling or even from seed, you're thinking, wow, I actually grew that, I know where it came from, what we're putting in our food. This is, came right from our backyard, it's not coming from halfway across the world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing when it comes right from your backyard.
Yes, exactly. Now, this is just a great initiative, but do you have any new upcoming UnBake Sale projects or programs planned?
Well, we were really thrilled to see an amazing response to the UnBake Sale. We had over 100 schools pledge to be part of it in the first month, and we've been in touch with those schools. We're tracking their progress and hearing their great stories. One of the schools in New York City said it was the fundraiser of the year. It raised the most money. They're going to definitely do another one, and we've heard a lot from other schools like this. They're planning additional UnBake Sales. We're really committed. Bolthouse Farms is really committed to this whole space, and you're definitely seeing more projects like this in the future from us.
Yes, definitely. I would love to hear about that, and I'm sure everyone else would too. Now, grab a healthy snack. We'll be right back. I'm Kid Chef Eliana, and you're listening to Cool Kids Cook. Welcome back to Cool Kids Cook. I'm Kid Chef Eliana. Let's continue our interview with Erika Wilson, one of the creators of Bolthouse Farms initiative, the UnBake Sale. Now, let's find out more about you personally, Miss Erika. What's your favorite dish to cook, and what's your favorite dish to eat?
Well, I mentioned before, I like simple and easy, and I also really like healthy. So I'd say my favorite dish to cook right now would be kale salads. I think they're easy to prep, and you can create all different variations when you put in different veggies and fruit and nuts and cheese. So definitely really into kale salads. And then as far as what I love to eat right now, that's hard. I like everything. But I'd say because it's summertime, I'm excited for summer grilling, grilled fish and veggies, grilled peaches. Those are all some of my favorites this time of year.
That's so good. And, there's 4th of July, and that's a great time to grill and have all those, nice grilled fruit and veggies. I actually recently did, grilled peaches with blueberries and tomatoes and yogurt cheese on some grilled bread, like country bread.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So good. Oh, yeah. And I had a little vinaigrette with it, and it was so healthy and delicious and fresh. But, oh, my gosh, I love grilling fruit. It's so good. Yes, I love just really cooking whatever's in season. That's the best thing.
I would agree, and I think summer grilling is definitely one of my favorites, too. So I can't wait for this weekend, too.
I know, me too. And it's really great in summer when they have sweet corn. Oh, my gosh, that is the best. Now, can you share with our listeners your funniest or most disastrous food memory?
Well, I actually have a pretty distinct memory of this. I tried to bake by myself. I was around 10, and I followed a mix. I was going to make brownies, and I was really proud of myself because I was baking. And when I went to actually try the brownies, they were pretty terrible. I'd forgotten to put in the eggs. So I like to keep things simple when I cook, when I bake, and I like just like the ideas we put up on the UnBake Sale, simple and easy was really critical. Let's make sure that it's easy for everybody to take part in this.
Right. Yes, so next time maybe you'll remember the eggs.
I really hope so. I've done it past, I've done it in other times, and I've been okay, so don't worry. But that was my first baking experience, and it was not the biggest success.
I mean, I'm sure it probably still tasted good, right?
It tasted kind of funny. It was a little bit more oily than I would have expected. So that's when I was like, maybe baking's not for me, and I'm more of a just throw things on the oven or throw things in a pan and just see how it comes together kind of cook.
Yeah, well, it's not for everyone, but I'm sure practice makes perfect. I bet you can make some really delicious brownies now.
I certainly hope I can handle a mix now, but yes, I can handle it.
Now, let's talk about unusual foods. What's the most unusual food you've ever eaten? Is there a food you would never eat again?
When I was in Japan, I was traveling there, I went to an Iron Chef restaurant, and I had this amazing 10-course meal, and, it was beautiful and phenomenal, every flavor. I didn't know a lot of what I was eating. It was, a little bit lost to me, but I later learned I'd eaten puffer fish, which is a really exotic fish. Probably something I wouldn't eat again now that I've learned more about it, but at the time and looking back on all the things I've tried, that definitely was probably one of the most exotic things.
Wow. I mean, I've never had that. And, I mean, I'm pretty adventurous, and I like to, really try everything. So I'm sure if that was given to me, I'd try it. But I don't know if I'd be the one to say, ooh, let me just order that.
I know, absolutely. It was beautifully dished, though, so I don't think you would have known. But it's definitely a delicacy, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So what did it taste like?
I think it was, I remember correctly, it was they had different preparations for the different courses, and it was kind of like a gelatin, the way they prepared it. It was very adventurous cooking alongside the really exotic ingredients. But it was kind of a gelatin with different pieces of fish in it.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if some people like it, I mean, they can, eat that. But I think, if I ate it, I probably wouldn't be like, that's so gross.
Yeah, it was definitely unique, that was for sure. But the whole meal was delicious, so it didn't turn me off to the cuisine at all. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you had plenty of other dishes to make up for it, even if it didn't taste great.
Absolutely. Definitely agree.
Yeah, I'm sure you were stuffed by the end of the meal, and it sounds like it was a great meal.
Yeah, I think all of my travel eating is always the most adventurous, so it's always, something different, but something pretty amazing.
Yes, definitely. Now, when you're not busy with the UnBake Sale, what's your favorite pastime?
Well, my family lives in LA, and I have 2 young kids, and along with my husband, we really love to get out and explore, and LA especially has a lot of really good places to eat. So we love food. We want our kids to love it as well, and we take them out to a lot of restaurants and farmers markets. We try to get them exposed to a whole range of food and just to enjoy the experience. And we've already got our 4-year-old helping out making family dinners, and he really loves the experience with that, too.
Wow. I know that there are so many great restaurants in LA. Whenever I go there, I'm always like, oh my gosh, we should eat here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, we're lucky. It's a pretty incredible and expanding dining scene, and, a whole range of different cuisines and stuff all over the city to explore. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a new restaurant, like, on every corner, there's always that one restaurant everyone's lining up to go to, so I can't wait. So whenever I go back to LA, I'll definitely have to check out some new restaurants.
Absolutely. Come visit.
Yeah, no. What's your favorite restaurant there? Do you have a favorite?
For a while, that's a good question. I have a lot of favorites. I really like, on Abbott Kinney, there's a restaurant in Jelena that's delicious and always has a good range of food. I like, I'm trying to think all over the city. I like any good brunch spot. I don't know. It's a hard question because I feel like I like everything, but I think Jelena is one of our standbys.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know exactly how you feel like when people ask me, what's your favorite restaurant in New Orleans? It's kind of hard to answer because there are so many great restaurants.
I know. I've heard New Orleans has amazing, amazing adventurous food.
Oh,
I have to get there soon to try it.
Definitely. You should definitely come and check out the food here. I mean, there's so much great food, and there's, over like 1,700 mom and pop restaurants, so, I mean, that's pretty crazy.
That's incredible. And those are, I often think, some of the best restaurants, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love, even though I love cooking at home, and, making up new recipes, it's always great to every once in a while go and try, new foods at a restaurant and really get inspired. So that's, one of the ways I do get inspired is I like to go to other restaurants and say, oh my gosh, I had this amazing dish and I want to try and, recreate it or make something similar. That's the best.
Yeah, I would agree. And there's always, they're always trying new things. And there's quite a few restaurants in LA with a farm-to-table sort of idea behind them. So a lot of places where you're seeing really cool things they're doing with fruits and veggies, too, which make it really exciting and something you definitely want to go try at home.
Oh, yes, definitely. Well, now, lastly, here's a wacky, off-the-wall food question. If you could cook with anyone in the world, past or present, with whom would you cook and why?
Wow, that's a great question. I would say my grandmother. She was an amazing cook. Everyone in our whole family would rave about her meals, and she was always the one in charge of all of our family meals and dinners and everything like that. And I have some really good memories of them as a young child. So I would love to have the time to spend with her in the kitchen and learn the recipes from her firsthand. That would be pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's definitely an awesome thing. I know a lot of people don't get the recipes from their grandparents, and then you're like, oh my gosh, we don't have the recipe. How are we supposed to make this? It's not the same. And, a lot of people say, grandma's cooking is the best.
It is, yes. And a really fun experience. Even with recipes on paper, just to see how they do it. I'm sure they always customize things just a little bit. So it'd be fun to do that together.
Oh, yes. My Nana, she'll write down recipe for me, but she always has a secret ingredient. So when I make it, it's never the same.
I believe that. It must be great to be able to do that.
Oh, yes, definitely. And we have this, one recipe from my papi where he makes he made these amazing black beans, and he never, ever wrote it down or taught us how to make it. It was like his own little secret, and we still can't figure it out. And to this day, we're, still trying to recreate the recipe, and we still haven't got it just yet, but we've been trying.
Maybe if you threw some fruit and veggies in there, maybe that would do it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just have to keep trying, and hopefully one day we'll get it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Erika, for being a guest on the show. Cool Kids. Welcome back. I'm Kid Chef Eliana, and it's Cool Kids Cook. It's time for a Tisket, a Tasket, what's inside my basket? Today's secret ingredient is artichokes. Let's talk about artichokes. Artichokes are perennial thistles that originated in the Mediterranean. In the 1500s, the Dutch introduced artichokes to England. French and Spanish immigrants brought them to the United States in the 19th century. Spain, Italy, and France are the top producers of artichokes today. But California produces 100% of the United States artichoke crop, and Castroville, California calls itself the artichoke center of the world. Here's my recipe for spinach artichoke. Here's my recipe for spinach artichoke dip. Now, this is a family recipe that is a hit at all of our parties, and I even like to make my own fried bow tie pasta to accompany it. It is so delicious. Ingredients: a third of a cup of light cream cheese, a third of a cup of light mayonnaise, a third of a cup of light sour cream, a teaspoon of garlic minced, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, half a cup of white onion finely diced, half a cup plus 2 tablespoons of Parmesan grated, 1 14-ounce can of water-packed artichoke hearts strained and chopped, 1 10-ounce can package of chopped frozen spinach thawed and squeezed dry. Directions: preheat oven to 350 degrees. In a medium bowl, mix together cream cheese, mayonnaise, sour cream, garlic, and black pepper. Mix in onion, half a cup of Parmesan, artichoke hearts, and spinach until well combined. Spread the dip mixture into an 8-inch square baking dish. Sprinkle the remaining 2 tablespoons of Parmesan over the top of the dip and bake for 20 to 25 minutes or until the dip is hot. Serve warm. You can find all these recipes on my website, kidchefeliana.com. If you have a secret ingredient you'd like me to talk about, you can email me at eliana@kidchefeliana.com or call my US toll-free number, 888-721-5915. Leave me your first name, where you're calling from, and your question. Maybe your suggestion will air on a future episode. It's time for Foodie News. I will give you an update on new food trends, cool cooking info, and the occasional strange food story. After Wayback Burgers joked about making an Oreo mud pie milkshake with cricket powder, people's reactions were actually positive. They made the milkshake with Peruvian chocolate-flavored cricket powder. The protein shake was added to the menu for a limited time from July 1st to September, and if this item is successful, it actually might become permanent. BJ's Restaurant and Brewhouse is releasing quinoa bowls. Now, with these new dishes having the star ingredient of quinoa, BJ's has a pretty crazy offer. Now, if parents name their child quinoa and can prove it with the birth certificate, they'll get $10,000 worth of food, but there'll only be one winner. So hopefully not a lot of parents will go around naming their kid after a grain. The Burger King locations in Japan will begin serving samurai beef and samurai chicken burgers. The burgers will have a red bun, a red slice of cheese, and red spicy chili bean paste sauce. And these burgers will be ready to purchase on July 3rd. And that's this week's Foodie News. Hey, Kid Foodies, I'd love to hear from you. Tweet me. I'm at Kid Chef Eliana. Send me your questions and ideas, and we'll connect. I'm also Eliana Cooks fan page on Facebook. On Instagram and Pinterest, I'm Kid Chef Eliana, so you know where to find me. You're listening to Cool Kids Cook. This is Kid Chef Eliana, and it's time for the Cookbook Shelf. In this segment, I'll read the latest cookbooks and share it with you. Today's cookbook is Three Many Cooks, written by Pam Anderson, Maggy Keet, and Sharon Damelio. Now, this book not only tells a story of food, faith, and family, but it also shares so many delicious recipes. And in just about every chapter, there's at least 1 or 2 recipes. It's a book, but it also has tons of recipes in it, which is really awesome. So, it tells you all about like the highs and lows of like kitchen disasters, and even like culinary triumphs, and there's also bitter fights, but then there's family love. But the story is not complete without a selection of treasured recipes that are really, really awesome. And a lot of these recipes are just super delicious, made, by the characters in the book and by the story. There's things like pumpkin walnut scones. Oh my gosh, it sounds so good. That the sisters that are actually dueling against each other, they make them. There's like grilled lemon chicken. Oh my gosh, it sounds so good. There's chicken vindaloo, and there's even like carrot cake. So whenever you're flipping through the book, you can find a recipe anywhere, like in the back or front of a chapter. And it's just it sounds so delicious. There's, oh my gosh, a quick rustic apple tart with oatmeal crumble topping. How does that sound? That sounds so amazing. Wow, I love these recipes, and it's just really great. Chicken. There's the chicken vindaloo recipe. There's so many great recipes in here, and grilled lemon chicken, just all of them just scattered throughout the book. Smoky oven barbecued pork. It's just making me hungry just thinking about all of these. Ooh, curried coconut shrimp with sweet and sour dipping sauce. Who wouldn't want that? Wow, everything in here sounds amazing. So you should definitely check this out. And I actually got this as a gift for my birthday, and it's really awesome. So love that. Now, I had a pretty awesome weekend. My best friend Caroline slept over, and we had tons of fun, like we always do. I mean, we pretty much do that anytime we're together. So we always have fun together. But she actually just got me addicted to Pretty Little Liars. I've been hearing about it, and everyone's always raving about it, and I'm always like, I don't know, what's the big deal about it? And she said, you need to watch it. And so I went on Netflix, and I was like, okay, I will watch it and see how it is. I'll watch the pilot and see if I like it. And I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is really good. This is like something that I would like. And I like, shows like that and movies like, that kind of things. So I basically watched an entire season the 2 days before she came here. And then we both binge watched Pretty Little Liars when she came here. But I mean, we were on season 2, and then also season 3 the day after she left. I know, it's pretty bad. But yeah, we had tons of fun anyways, but we had lots of fun. We didn't just watch Netflix, we did other things as well. Talked and just did all kinds of other stuff. But and then today I actually got to hang out with my cousins. I don't see them all the time, but they live pretty close, about 15 minutes away. So, I visit them every now and then, and we're pretty close. So, I went there, and, I finally, got to hang out with them after a while. And usually they're just kind of in the house, on their phones or whatever. And I finally got them to go outside, and we played some volleyball. So that was pretty fun. And I hadn't played it in a while. So we played volleyball. And then we went inside, and we did like these fun dance videos, like one of those dance workout videos. I don't know, it was just kind of fun to do that. So it was, good to hang out with them. That was awesome. So I had a pretty great weekend. My friends and my cousins, that was all really awesome. So I love doing that, and sometimes I just like to be lazy and binge watch Netflix. But I also stay pretty busy as well. But it's nice to just hang out and chill. Well, grab some fresh veggies. We'll be right back. I'm Kid Chef Eliana, and you're listening to Cool Kids Cook. to Cool Kids Cook. I'm Kid Chef Eliana, and it's time for Figure Out This Food. I have a game on my Facebook page called Figure Out This Food. I post a close-up of a food item, and the first 3 guesses get a shout-out here. So, congratulations to Betsy Sanders-Long, Patricia Miera, and Micah Kelly for guessing rutabaga. Let's talk about rutabaga. In the rest of the world, rutabagas are actually known as Swedes, Swedish turnips, or Russian turnips. They're only called rutabagas in the United States. It's a root vegetable that is thought to have originated in the 17th century in Bohemia. They think it's a hybrid between the turnip and wild cabbage. Rutabagas have a sweet, nutty flavor, but they also have a mild turnip-like taste. In 2011, the world's largest root vegetable was grown at 85.5 pounds, and that vegetable just so happened to be a rutabaga. It's Snacktivity time. Here, I give you fun, easy breezy snack ideas. Today's Snacktivity is pineapple coconut pops. Now, these are a perfect summer treat for a hot, sunny day. Ingredients: 15-ounce canned crushed pineapple, 1 cup coconut milk, and 2 tablespoons of condensed milk. Directions: in a bowl, mix all ingredients together. Pour into popsicle molds. Freeze for a few hours or until fully frozen. Makes 6. Hey young chefs, this is Kid Chef Eliana, and it's time for a new segment I like to call Recipe Rewind. Now this is a recipe for my classic Cobb Salad. Now this one is an oldie, but it's a goodie. Ingredients: 1 head of romaine lettuce chopped, 1/4 of a cup of blue cheese crumbled, 1 cup cooked bacon crumbled, 1 cup hard-cooked eggs cubed, 2 medium tomatoes cubed, 1 cooked boneless skinless chicken breast cubed, 1 avocado cubed, and your favorite dressing. Directions: on a platter, spread lettuce evenly. Arrange vertical rows of each ingredient across the top of the lettuce. Top with your favorite dressing. You can store this in the refrigerator covered for up to 3 days. It's time for kitchen crafts. Here's a fun kitchen-related craft. Today's kitchen craft is how to make Celery Rose Print Cards. Supplies: 1 thick stalk of celery, craft paint, cardstock, paper plate, and 1 green marker. Instructions: Step 1. Cut celery stalk about 1.5 inches from the bottom of the stalk. You will see a rose pattern. Step 2. Fold cardstock in half, creating a card. Step 3. Place a dollop of craft paint onto a paper plate. Step 4. Dip rose end of celery into paint and dab off any extra paint. Press celery onto front of cardstock card. Create a bouquet of roses. Step 5. When rose is dry, with green marker, draw stems and leaves. Give the card to someone special. The instructions, along with photos, are on my website for this week's episode on KidChefEliana.com. Don't forget to connect with me on Twitter and Facebook. I'm at KidChefEliana on Twitter and Eliana Cooks fan page on Facebook. Be sure to hit that like button. I like you, and I hope you like me too. If you're listening to the show on iTunes, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the show. The more reviews we get, the more chefs we could reach. And remember, my Parents' Choice Approved award-winning cookbook and the Latino Book Award winner, Cool Kids Cook Louisiana, and my newest cookbook, Cool Kids Cook Fresh and Fit, are available at any online book retailer. Now, this past week, my mom and I went out to lunch with some friends. Miss Beth and Mr. Brian came into town and they said, "Oh, we want to treat you to lunch anywhere you want to go." My mom and I have actually been dying to go to Chef Alon Shaya's new restaurant, Shaya, and it's like authentic Israeli cuisine mixed with fresh Louisiana produce, and I actually got to go there, so we ate lunch there with them, and it was just so amazing. I absolutely loved it. So we actually decided to get the 5 for $23. It says for the table, so they give you a plate of pita, and they actually make their own pita. It is just so awesome. They have this gorgeous pizza oven that they bake the pita in, and it's literally is the best pita I've ever had in my life. So fluffy, and there's a pocket of air, and it is just delicious goodness. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I'm making it a thing. I think we all agreed on that. for the table. Then that section, we got the baba ganoush, and it's creamy eggplant, green garlic, and olive oil. And it is really delicious. So it's just super creamy, like it's like cream color, and it's really yummy. I really liked the baba ganoush. So just take your pita and you dip it in the baba ganoush. It's just so delicious. We also got the watermelon and Bulgarian feta. So it had harissa and walnut vinaigrette on it. And it was tossed in. Oh my gosh, that was so delicious. It was just like in a perfect little dome shape. It wasn't like crumbly feta. It was like that nice creamy feta, and it was salty and perfect with sweet watermelon. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that word, amazing. That's how awesome it was. Then we also had the lutenica, which is a Bulgarian puree of roasted pepper, eggplant, garlic, and tomato. And my mom, I think this one was her favorite. She really, really loved this one. I'm surprised she didn't eat it all. But they just give you like tiny little plates, full of, the different ones. But it's actually pretty filling because of the pita, and it's actually awesome for all four of us. And then we also got the tzatziki, and it had field peas and sea beans, which were so delicious, and it had dill in there, and it was really, really good. And we also got the pickled vegetables, which was the red onion, watermelon rinds, and cucumbers. So that was so good. And Chef Eliana actually, he used to work with Chef John Besh, and Chef John Besh actually loves watermelon rinds, so it just kind of reminded me of him. But so they pickle all their own vegetables there, and I loved, my favorite were the watermelon rinds, because they had like this nice sweetness to it, from just being watermelon, but then at the same time it had that nice like punch, this nice acidity to it. Oh my gosh, it was so delicious. So those are the 5 things that we got. But then with the pita, it comes with a mix of olive oil and za'atar. And za'atar is a Mediterranean spice, and it has like sumac and all kinds of other awesome spices. Then we also got, from the small plate, we got the avocado toast, which had smoked whitefish, pink peppercorns, and rye bread. That was just so awesome. I freaking loved that. And pink peppercorns, they're not really spicy. They have almost like a sweet, nutty taste to them, and they're hollow, but they're really good. And the smoked whitefish was like just that perfect saltiness, and just, it's so awesome. And the rye bread was amazing. It was spectacular. We all absolutely loved that. Mr. Ryan, he ordered the, from the sandwiches, he ordered, the chicken schnitzel, which had a sesame challah, which is the bread, and then it had harissa, mayonnaise, and shaved pickles. And then we also got hummus. Now, not just any ordinary hummus. They have like their a little own section for hummus, where they have the hummus and then they put the topping on it. You can get all kinds of different toppings. That we got the curried fried cauliflower. It was just so awesome. So it was literally curried fried cauliflower on top, like little tiny pieces, with caramelized onions, cilantro, and mint. It was so good. I practically ate all of it, and I ate way more than I should have. I usually don't eat like that much, but it was so delicious that I ate it all. And oh my gosh, I'm not even done. They had dessert too, so I was full, but I was full. I get full easily, so I was like, oh my gosh, I am so full. And they're like, oh, what about dessert? And I was like, oh, I always have room for dessert. I mean, who doesn't? For dessert, we had the mango sorbet, which had like grapefruit and just different kinds of fruit, like pineapple, blueberries, orange or mandarin oranges, and that was just really great. And they had like these candied pistachios on there, so that was awesome. They also had this cheesecake that was delicious, and it had like this burnt honey on there. It was so good. And with a halva ice cream. Now halva is like a little dessert that is made out of like sesame. It is really, really great. My mom absolutely loves halva. It has like pistachios in it, and it's just really, really great. So it's almost like a grainy texture, but they made it into an ice cream, and it was so delicious. So you eat that with the cheesecake and the candied, I think, walnuts. Oh my gosh, that was freaking awesome. And then my favorite, I can't remember the name of it, but it was this delicious like bread that had dark chocolate swirled in it with like ice cream on top, and it had this delicious dark chocolate sauce. And after that spectacular, wonderful lunch, my mom and I just kind of strolled, and we discovered this shop called Discoveries, and they had all kinds of awesome furniture. We just kind of walked around and window shopped. It was just really nice to get out and do things like that. And I even bought some beautiful iridescent flower-shaped knobs for my closet at the furniture store, and I want to go back because I absolutely love that store. It's like everything I ever wanted. But it was really, really great, and I had a fantastic time. Well, that's all for this week. I leave you with this quote from Unknown. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Kid Chef Eliana with Cool Kids Cook. Bon appetit. I'll see you next week.